May I now invite Honorable Minister for Home Affairs, Singapore, Mr. K. Shanmugam Garu, to address the gathering.
Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Chandrababu Naidu, Honorable Minister of Civil Aviation, Sri Kinjarapu Ram Mohan Naidu, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, and Honorable Minister for Human Resources Development, IT, Electronics and Communications and Real-Time Governance, Sri Nara Lokesh, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, and Singapore are old friends. We in Singapore admire and respect his dedication, innovation and boundless energy. First in developing Hyderabad in the 1990s, and since the last 11 years or so to develop this bifurcated state of Andhra Pradesh so that his people can lead lives that are increasingly wealthy, healthy and happy. The overarching goal of Swarna Andhra 2047. I shared with the Chief Minister a few minutes ago that in Cabinet, in Singapore Cabinet, we grow up, as it were, when I was a bit younger. I've heard first Mr. Lee Kuan Yew and then Mr. Goh Chok Tong, previous Prime Ministers, talk about relationships with India. We are a small place. We have limited resources. So we have to decide where we have relevance, as I said in the speech earlier, where our skills are and which states we can work with. And they would always talk about the exchanges with the Honorable Chief Minister in those days and say he's got vision, he's got clarity, he can get things done. And Andhra Pradesh is the place that we should encourage our companies to go. Not just our companies, but we should also do a framework and work with them. And I think you see the results in, parts of Hyderabad, you see the results, the IT parks and various other places. You see the results in various other governance models that were put in place. So now, I remember all of that. And India and Singapore have established India-Singapore Ministerial Roundtable and an India-Singapore Business Roundtable. It's been going on for 3 years. It's a structured coordination mechanism that allows us to supervise the relationships and which are the areas we want to focus on and how do we push. Because grand statements are one thing, but you can actually convert them into actions. So every 6 months we look at progress and we say what's happening. And I myself go through it together with the Deputy Prime Minister on my side and with my Indian colleagues. But again, India continues to be big, and again we focus on specific states. And one of the focus areas have been Andhra Pradesh, primarily because we understand Mr. Naidu and he understands us, and he has visited Singapore and he is an old friend of Singapore. So we worked on this memorandum of understanding. It at first said, qualitative governance development, what does it mean? Said, you look at Andhra Pradesh, huge number of civil servants, it means training civil servants. And then we said, okay, but we have done this before. About 30 years ago, we started with China. So if we can do it with China, we can do it with Andhra Pradesh. And I think literally thousands, am I right, Francis, of mayor level civil servants from China have come to Singapore. Periods of time curated specifically for Chinese development. So we can think along those lines. And our other companies can consider, what are the potentials, Visakhapatnam, other areas, and work with the Andhra Pradesh side, Nara Lokesh and others, to see how we can bring this forward. So, and you talk about human capital, which is the only thing Singapore has, but actually the human capital of Andhra Pradesh is helping to develop Silicon Valley, Singapore, and many other places around the world. So I think you can also put it to work here. So In a short while, my colleague Xiao Hong, who was formerly a brigadier general in the army, I didn't realize that was going to be mentioned, and Honorable Minister Nara Lokesh will sign and exchange an MOU that will establish a framework of cooperation between Andhra Pradesh and Singapore, and it will exchange knowledge, expertise in good governance, sustainable development, and it will also have a business focus. And I'm sure that both ministers will do their best as co-chairs of the Joint Implementation Steering Committee to make the partnership productive and beneficial. And to support them, both the Honorable Chief Minister and I have agreed to serve as advisors to the steering committee. I think the thinking is sometimes some gray hair, or in my case, no hair, helps deal with younger people. But the younger people have that energy to push things through. So it shows the seriousness with which our governments are treating this partnership. And it's a partnership that enjoys the strong support of the Government of India and other well-wishers of Andhra Pradesh, such as the World Bank. The world is facing geopolitical disruption. It is important that friends come together, because if we don't have a globalized trading system, at least you can have clusters of countries bilaterally as well as multilaterally that can work together. And this MOU that is going to be signed today is not just a partnership between Andhra Pradesh and Singapore, but it can contribute to closer ties between Andhra Pradesh and Singapore and India. So we look forward to working with the Honorable Chief Minister and his team and realize the full potential of our partnership. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I now request our Honorable Chief Minister, Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, to address the gathering.
Honorable Minister for Home Affairs, Singapore, Sri Shanmugam Garu, Honorable Minister of State for Foreign
Minister of State for Foreign Affairs and Trade and Industry, Singapore, for your remarks.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm actually very new, new in Trade and Industry Ministry, new in Foreign Affairs Ministry, but I'm very excited and very honored to be allowed to take part in this very meaningful and exciting project. Before I came, my colleagues in MTI, Francis and Kame, were sharing with me how promising and how much potential there is in AP and also in the project for Amaravati. I'm pleased to partner Minister Nara Lokesh to co-chair the Joint Implementation Steering Committee and to guide our officials in developing and implementing the programs and the master plan that had already been developed some years back. The 5 areas of sustainable urban development, digital transformation, real-time governance, human resource development, and sustainable economic development, which we have committed in the MOU. These present challenges as well as plenty of opportunities for both governments of India and Singapore to work together. And I am confident, therefore, that our partnership will be mutually beneficial to Andhra Pradesh and Singapore. I also assure Honorable Chief Minister that myself and my team will do our utmost to be good partners with Minister Lokesh and his team as we strive to create and sustain the physical, social, and economic conditions that enable the people of Andhra Pradesh to lead wealthy, healthy, and happy lives. I look forward to an exciting 5 years journey with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam, very much. Ms. Gansong Hong has become the first female Brigadier General who brings strategic vision to Singapore's foreign policy. On that note, thank you so much. And remarks by Mr. Kinjarapu Mohan Naidu Garu, Minister of Civil Aviation.
Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, His Excellency Minister from Government of Singapore, Shanmugam Garu, and our young leader, Minister for IT and Education, Lokesh Anna Garu, Nadendra Manohar Garu, Minister Vijayanand Garu, and young Minister from Singapore also. And all the dignitaries here and the delegation from Singapore, a very good afternoon to each and every one of you. I think me being here, the mandate is very clear. Honorable Chief Minister has visited Singapore on 30th of July, and he has promised that he is going to connect Vijayawada and Singapore very, very soon. So it was a mandate given to us, and we are very happy to share that tomorrow, November 15th, right in the morning, we are starting flights from Vijayawada to Singapore 3 times a week. And all throughout the conference, when we talk about Andhra Pradesh, one word that you would have continuously heard is not just ease of doing business, speed of doing business. And we wanted to prove it in aviation also, in the connectivity also. And you know that in terms of relations, usually you'll see when it's a country-to-country relations, when you're talking about India-Singapore or India-USA, that is when you'll talk about country-to-country relations. But very rarely you'll see a state and a country having this kind of strong relations. So we are very proud to showcase that Andhra and Singapore have this kind of relation, and not just in terms of value or in terms of investment. The relation that we have with Singapore is a relation of mutual respect. It's a relation of cooperation, it's a relation of complementation, and it goes down long years. And we blindly believe in the leadership of our Chandrababu Naidu Garu. And Chandrababu Naidu Garu believes in the model of Singapore. So you can imagine how much respect we have for Singapore model. And now this is a historic moment, the memorandum of understanding that we are signing with Singapore delegation. We have a lot to gain from it, and it was with this idea we started the MOU long back itself in the term of 2014 to 19. Even though there was little turbulence, I think it is very much stable now. The flight is taking off and very much going to the destination, right destination now. Very happy to see the progress happening again. Singapore is almost a household name in Andhra Pradesh, and everyone knows that the way Singapore has grown over the years, it's been an inspiration for a lot of people, a lot of businesses in fact, and for the government also. And Singapore has proved that it is not about the natural resources that you have, but the human capital that you have. If you have the right intention, if you have the right vision, even the human capital that you can have, you can create wonders. And that is the kind of wonder we want to create in Andhra Pradesh with the help of Singapore. So very excited to see the partnership renewed. And I would like to see more and more demand picking up in this. We already have flights from Visakhapatnam, 4 days a week. Now 3 days a week from Vijayawada. I would like to see more demand coming my way so that I can put pressure on the airlines and service it so that we can go to 7 days a week. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a person who brings decades of experience in law, governance, and clarity of vision.